Good now, and welcome to, it's Webinar Wednesdays, Nick. It is Webinar Wednesdays, brought to you by eNow.
Oh, that's right. Was I supposed to say something there?
We're trying to, move these things around. This is, I think, part 5 of a 5-part. This is the ending of a great 4 or 5 months around talking about all things governance in Entra ID, focusing specifically on application governance and the show focuses on helping customers get better at application governance, and also, for the most part, and we'll show you in today's webinar, why identity is the focal point of all your application governance nightmares. We've been talking about the Midnight Blizzard attack for months now, and today we're really going to encapsulate why we believe that you need a governance strategy for Entra ID, not only for your applications, but specifically for your identity. So we will be scrummaging through the concepts, features, and services that Entra ID and application governance has to offer, and hopefully we can provide you with tips, tricks, and that tuk 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 as people are joining the webinar. It's like my OCD goes off, tuk 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 tuk. So we can provide you with tips, tricks that we've seen over the years when working with, dare I say, Active Directory, Nick? I mean, I don't know if we want to talk about that.
Sorry, that was my Tourette's kicking in. Switch it off.
This session is being recorded, and we will share the deck as well as the recording with you. If you've registered, you'll get an email with a notification to the video on demand. It's also published on the AppGov site as well. We'd love to know where you are from. So if you could let us know where you're from in the Q&A. Jay, the founder of eNow, always asks the question, so where were these people from? We'd love to know where you are from. Just drop it into the chat Q&A. And if you have any questions, also drop it in the Q&A. Please let us wait until we've gotten through most of the slides before we answer them. And we'll try to get to all of those. What's that, Nick?
If you could lean back and show our attendees your marvelous T-shirt. Look at that, folks. I see dead domain controllers. And that is what you should be seeing, domain controllers that you want to be switching off. The artist formerly known as Active Directory.
Revival tour in Server 2025, right?
That's right. Yes, the king is dead. Long live the king.
It's one of the things that they, advocating for Windows Server 2025 now with better Active Directory. I want to see that. Anyhow, should you have any questions at the end of the show, we're super excited to have you here. And eventually Natalie's going to shout at us, Nick, because we are squirreling a bit, and she's timing already a minute over this segment. Right. Just a little housekeeping about eNow software. eNow's been around for the longest time, Nick.
Yes.
You know them better than I do.
I do. I've known eNow since the on-premises Active Directory and Exchange world, where eNow would do monitoring and tell us what went wrong and when it went wrong in a very easy, consumable fashion. So think red light, green light. A red means bad. And now we're going to be talking about eNow doing things in cloud, and I don't want to take away any of the mystery and magic of what you're going to be talking about from an application governance point of view, Al.
Yes, for those that have followed along this 5-part webinar series, you know that we've been talking, I think in Jan, we talked about Midnight Blizzard, all the rage.
That's right.
And we've been talking about application governance, application security posture management, identity posture management, and we're going to be talking about a lot of that from a governance perspective today. We've shown you some of the tools. Nick's going to jump into a live demo to show you some of the things that you can also do. But if you want to grab your free application governance assessment report today, don't look under your chair, grab your phone, scan the weird dinosaur QR code. That's the cutest QR code I've ever seen. Scan that or visit appgovscore.com. Have a look around and claim your free application governance assessment report from eNow. And then, Nick, you've also got something this is the closing off, right? The closing off ceremony, and Nick is throwing free stuff at everyone today. Well, 10, right?
Well, only 10. And if you buy now, but if we extend the theme a little bit, and I put my Oprah hat on, if you look under your chair, and only 10 of you will get this, we are making this offer available that you get to spend time with one of ours to go through the application governance assessment report, and we are going to be talking to you about what it is that you can do to improve your score. So you'll see what your score is, you'll wonder why it's so low, and you'll feel alarmed, and then we'll tell you what it is that you can do to make your score better. But we only have 10 slots available, because these things, as much as we are putting them out for free, they still take time to do from our side. So today there's 10 of those available. Al?
Yeah, please head over. We've got a great guy, Matthew Levy. He's a multiple MVP. No, he's a security MVP over multiple years, and he's built a really good program. I've spent some time with him on this. He's built a really good program to give you some insightful information into that slide before, when you've scanned to get your free application governance report from ENA. He's the universal interpreter, and also he's world renowned. Yeah.
He is, and he's a nerdy nerd, so he does know what he's talking about.
Yeah. All right, moving on. For those who don't know who we are, I feel like we've been doing this for so long that everyone should know. Nick, I call him the Daniel Craig of IT, because he runs through Active Directory walls. A little bit about yourself, Nick.
So my name's Nick. I run through Active Directory walls. It used to be firewalls. Beforehand, it was actually more impressive. It was actual logical objects. It was drywalls. I'm a Microsoft Certified Master in Exchange, which is a dead technology, which I have followed into the cloud. And now I talk about cloud things. I wave my hands and talk about 2 of the 3 Microsoft clouds that I understand. One of them is not Xbox, but we talk about things at M365 and Azure. And lately, I've spent the last 18 months of my life working with Microsoft to co-author the Microsoft Zero Trust Adoption Framework, where we've tried really hard to take Zero Trust and turn it into human as well as business human. Over to you, Al.
I've got to talk about me. Alistair Pugin, Microsoft MVP, security and M365, and I'm on the opposite end of what Nick does. I focus on enterprise content management, easy sentence, Teams, SharePoint, those sort of things. And you are right, Nick, the team has spent a better part of a year writing the Zero Trust Adoption Framework details for how you glue everything together. And for those who haven't been to our webinars before, please go to the video on demand. And funnily enough, the one slide that Nick loves to talk to is not in this deck. And that's the Zero Trust slide, where we talk about identity specifically, right? We are talking about identity, but we don't have that slide. So I'm a bit worried how we're going to get past that.
I'll talk to it in my head, Al.
What's that?
I'll talk to it in my head.
I read a story about those sorts of things. Just from an agenda perspective, we would really want to talk about what identity governance is. In the last webinar, we talked about application security posture management, which is sort of it's like middle earth between cloud security posture management and DevSecOps, right? And we want to expand on that, and we want to talk about, what is identity governance, why it's important to you, and then once you understand the premise for this, what can you do to improve? Again, we're going to talk about posture management, your identity posture management, or at least identity governance posture management. And take it from us, it's not just us talking about this. The entire world has gone ID crazy. We've seen it, midnight blizzard, up the wazoo. I mean, come on, people. We can't, and I feel like Michael Douglas in The American President, that speech at the end where he says, even if I have to go door to door, right? We will go door to door to make sure that you understand what identity governance is. So, my slides. This is also the cat edition for obvious reasons. Laura doesn't like cats. Put it out there. So,